Hello everybody, I'm White Up Gamer along with Smithy, and today we're going to talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So, hello Smithy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely brilliant, mate. Good to actually speak to you after watching your videos.
Absolutely.
And if you, my followers, I've got quite a few, of course. If you've not already, go and check out White Tip Gamer. The link is in the description, guys. Go and check out all his Jurassic Park and Jurassic World stuff, and loads of other older and newer dinosaur games as well. You play quite a lot, don't you?
I do. Mostly dinosaur games, but I do have the whole odd horror game in there as well. So if you like that sort of thing, I like to see somebody jump out of the skin, then come along and see.
Today we're here, as he's introduced, we're here to talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And we're going to release this next week after the States release. So guys, big spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the film, do not go past this point and save till after you've seen the film. Yeah, do you think about that, White Tip?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you've waited long enough, so don't spoil it for yourself. Go and see it on the big screen, and don't ruin any surprises for yourself.
Go on then, White Tip, you go for it.
Right. The first thing is, we're just going to talk about what our expectations were going into the movie. So, for me, I watched every single trailer, every single TV spot, and to be honest, it does ruin quite a bit. I don't know what you thought, Smith. It's for me, I think, avoid as much as you can, because it does reveal quite a lot of the movie in the trailers themselves.
Yeah, I've always found, I mean, I'm a trailer geek. I'd prefer. It doesn't bother me, so I've got that different opinion. One thing the one thing that is where trailers mislead people into thinking that there's more in the movie than there is, because there's one particular part of the trailer that was played over and over and over and over again, and guess what? It was literally 2 seconds before the end credits, with nothing else to it, will it?
No, absolutely. It's like this big thing that's built up in the trailers, and that shot in the trailer is literally the shot in the movie.
Yeah, I listened to Mark Kermode's review on BBC. Mark Kermode's in the UK. For people outside the UK, he's one of a very good film critic, and one of his things, he said that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom should be really it was a rip-off to show the Mosasaurus, and one of the main characters, because it led to believe that it was in all the film, and it wasn't. So
yeah,
he was quite vehement on that.
I mean, that was one thing that kind of bothered me, is in a way, they've shown every single kind of shot with the Mosasaur in.
Yes.
Wait, do you think about it? There was the odd one in the opening sequence, which we'll get to in a minute. But apart from that, they showed every single bit of the Mosasaur.
Yeah, it was just that, and you didn't see much more in the movie. Did you actually see much more? No, we didn't, did we?
No,
and it was quite funny. It was. It's one of those, isn't it? It's in the ocean. See you later.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was it. I think I'll come back to I love trailers. I mean, I'm a person that breaks it down and puts it in slow motion on the thing, wanting to see the best bit. So no, I sort of go. I still get surprised though, and the film did really surprise me. So I'm quite. There's these people, I know a couple of people on Twitter and YouTube just like shut down for 2 months prior to it, and that's, I wasn't going to do that to my followers. I couldn't.
I think I'm too kind of like excited, and everything that pops up new, I want to see, and in the end, I'm sitting there thinking I kind of regret watching that now. I mean, I don't at the time, but it's one of those weird kind of situations where you kind of want to know as much as possible, but not know anything going into it.
Yeah. So just everybody, it's up to their own, isn't it? What they do, but I'm a trailer guy, and I'm quite happy to see it. Right, opening sequence.
For me, I think it's probably just above Jurassic Park in the terms of what it did to me in the opening sequence. The whole setting, even though we'll probably talk about that in a minute, and the whole of the Lagoon sort of thing, the opening, I think, sets it up, and it got me just so excited to what I was about to watch.
Yeah, just I just built it up, and you sort of knew, even that first little open sequence, you knew what was happening, because I suppose that's a bit of a spoiler. The fact we knew that the guy didn't escape and got eaten by the mosasaur.
Yeah,
and we knew the T-Rex was there, but for me it was almost like, why were they there? What were they doing on the gate? And in fact, they were literally there to open the gates, let the sub in, weren't they? And
yeah,
and then of course there's a clip that's not in the movie, which was shown in the trailers.
The close up of the eye.
Yeah, you never saw
there.
that. So maybe that brings us nicely onto, guys, that today it's become apparent that there's 30 minutes extra footage, lots of different scenes. So I suppose that's one of those things that for timings had to be cut out, but I think that brings, that sequence was really well timed, wasn't it? I felt that opening sequence from start to finish really,
it kind
really
of for me, it was kind of setting the scene of what type of movie we're going to see, because it is a lot darker than most of the other Jurassic movies, and that kind of set the mood for what we're going to see, mostly in the later parts of the film, but it definitely kind of set the tone for what type of film we're going to see. A lot more scares, a lot more tension, atmospheric, that sort of thing that's been missing from the past few.
The tension of that scene, but funny enough, if you think, that's probably one of the things, the 30 minutes missing, that in every scene there was something like that sort of missing, like the eye for the mosasaurus creeping. There might have been a bit more where it crept up behind them, but we just saw the lights go out underwater. So and that's probably coming to something else, which is there was no time to go to the toilet in 2 hours, and
no.
There was no time to you had to sit there for the whole film, because as soon as one scene finished, the other scene just literally launched into
that was it. It was for me, it was like it was being about 20 minutes, and then it was, I felt like it'd only been about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that's how fast the film moves, and you're sitting there looking at your watch going, "Is it finished already?" And it's been like 2 hours.
Yeah,
it absolutely flies by.
Coming back to the gates, then, that's been a major talking point over the last few days on Twitter. I mean, people have been leaving us alone, but they've moved the lake. They've moved the lake from the centre of the island inland for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. They've moved it to now. There's a picture appeared on Twitter of the island with the volcano erupting and the lagoon now by the seaside.
Yeah, which has annoyed a lot of fans recently. I mean, we know that basically in Jurassic World the lagoon was in the centre of the island, and now all of a sudden on this new map that's popped up, it's literally on the coast itself, and people are like, what the hell's going on? How has that suddenly reappeared in a completely different position?
Yeah, and it didn't need to move.
No,
because we know that the lake is joined to the sea by a very large river, and even the Jurassic Park maps have this great big winding river that comes from the ocean into where the hotel is, where the hotels are. So it's not like a secret that they could have just had the gates to stop the mosasaurus going out into the big river and then going out into the sea. They could have, I do feel they could have kept that, really, and didn't have to go, in fact, that showed this great big ocean behind it. I think that's probably
no. I mean, Collins actually tweeted himself about it, saying that the lagoon is in the centre of the island, connected to the ocean by a canal. I'm literally just reading the tweet now.
Right.
The digital maps in the film are incorrect, and retcon. It's my fault for missing it. I had no idea the change was made until it's too late. So, which is a bit strange considering he's such a big part of the movie. You think that this would have been put to him beforehand, but that's another story, really.
Yeah, because it's I think it's just a continuity, isn't it? Just as he's admitted, just went, but it's like, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit of an oversight.
It's a small thing, but it's absolutely ginormous to us that follow the canon and follow the series and really care about it.
I mean, I think the only reason why I think they've done it is they wanted the mosasaur out, and that's the only way they could kind of make it make sense for it to get out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, but it doesn't ruin the scene because of also the way Did you feel? I personally felt that the scene was shot in a different format to the rest of the movie. It was almost, that opening scene was almost shot in the Jurassic Park format.
Yeah,
Almost like the old, rather than digital, it was filmed in non-digital format. It's like the difference between a digital camera and the old format cameras. The fact is, you get that, unless you've got a really expensive way, you get that real feel, don't you, with the older film?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It was that opening, that scene is completely filmed differently to the rest. I felt. Haven't seen it, yeah. So
I don't know whether it was filmed differently. I just feel like, just some of the cinematography in the film in general is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's on a complete other level to anything that Jurassic World did. It's just beautiful to look at. Even little simple shots just seem to be shot so well.
It's a notch up on Jurassic World.
Absolutely, and it's a shame. It sounds really horrible, but it's a shame that they're not kind of keeping that person on board. They're bringing back the person that was the cinematographer in Jurassic World back for the third movie, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, to be honest.
Yeah. That's what we're led to believe, aren't we? I do feel that I don't think that. It's supposed to be all cut and dried, but I don't think it may be that cut and dried. I think it'd be worth Bayona being involved, probably the other way, where Trevor is the director and he's sort of a swap in roles. Because I think it looks like they worked really well together. Oh
yeah, absolutely. He's back in the directing seat for the next one coming up. But I think this is going to be the film that he wanted to film to start with, and that these two have just kind of been running up to that.
Yeah. So that's the opening sequence. It's fantastic. It was, but then that sort of, as you said before earlier, and it led us into the rest of the movie, didn't it? Which was just non-stop.
Absolutely, yeah, non-stop. No time to go for a pee.
No, not at all. No more cans of Coke or bottles of drinks or Fanta or whatever it is. Different drinks are available, of course.
Yeah.
But so your next on our list, really, if you're happy, is the new and old characters, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of new characters in this movie, along with some old ones as well. The likes of Owen and Claire are back. What did you make of the new characters, and did you have any favourites, or did you not like any in particular? What were your thoughts on them?
Funny enough, there's a lot of stick come in for the baddies. I really liked the auctioneer. I think people have given him a lot of stick for his role, but I thought it was really good. They're saying it was two-dimensional. I think overall, now my names forget me now because I'm getting old, but the out and out baddie who killed
Eli Mills, wasn't it? I think.
I don't know. I question. The only thing is whether that was filmed. I think we knew that set was there right from the start, wasn't it? I wondered whether that was filmed, apart from reshoots, filmed quite early on in the production.
It's possible. We did do a lot of the Pinewood Studios shoot first, didn't they? And then he went back to Hawaii. So I think they did the majority of the second sequence at Lockwood Manor itself. I think they did that mostly first.
Yeah. So I don't know. I suppose probably if we get the 30 minutes extra footage, then probably we'll get the character dynamics, like you do with movies, don't you? We've seen Claire and Owen, so I love the way they brought that camaraderie back, and obviously a lot's been spoken about Claire putting her hand through his shirt when she was sleeping on his chest.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of history there that we don't know about, so it's kind of hinted at. But
yeah, and it's like one of those, any relationship, the spark is always still there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's
the chemistry that they have together anyway. I'm talking about the actors here.
Yeah.
Is fantastic anyway. You can see that they love working together. You can see that in interviews and stuff they do. They just seem to adore each other, which comes across on screen as well. They work really well together.
Yeah. So It's really good. I wouldn't say I didn't dislike any character. I suppose the tooth collector.
Ken Wheatley,
that's where it let me down, because him being that's where I think in all the Jurassic World movies, where they sort of make people look really stupid and are not.
Yeah.
And that was a prime example to me. Is he tranked him and went into the Indoraptor cage, and really I thought that was a bit. For a person of that supposed standard and the hunter, blah blah blah, and I didn't expect that. It was just pure stupidity.
Yeah.
So
it seems like this Indoraptor is kind of impervious to damage, because even when Owen shoots it does kind of. I think you'd even hear shells hitting the floor. So it's like, I don't know whether it's bulletproof or what.
Yes. The skin is tough. It's almost like, would you believe it, I'll bring back a Jurassic World Evolution genetic engineering where you can put tough skin on your dinos.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we know it takes, you can't shoot sadly, you can't shoot the big beast with a poxy little gun like that. It would have no impact on it.
No.
So characters wise, I was very happy. I just felt that they didn't have a chance to evolve really more than anything else.
I think
nobody I disliked anyway.
No, I didn't dislike anyone myself. It was more they didn't, as you say, they don't really have enough downtime to actually learn much about them.
Yeah. So that is the only sort of issue I had really.
And of course, James Cromwell as Benjamin Lockwood. I expected him to have so much more scenes in it.
I think that's what everybody's talking about, his death as well.
Yeah.
And I think that was pretty damn shocking for a what is it, a 12?
Yeah, I think it's a 13, PG-13, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was it was downright. I think I didn't expect to see that in a Jurassic World movie. I know we're jumping, but we're talking about characters, aren't we? And the character death. So it was a bit of a shock, really. And he was totally taken in, wasn't he? Totally taken in by it all.
Yeah.
And his granddaughter as well.
Maisie, I think she did absolutely amazing job, actually. I seen it because it's her first acting job. I think she did really well.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant acting, to say the least, and all the way through. Considering, I don't how old was she in real life? Same age?
Not too sure. I'll look, see if I can find it.
Yeah, I was just looking now actually, but there we go. I think she's roughly the same age in terms of that. Doesn't say on here.
Well, she's definitely the most likable character child character since probably the first two, Lex and Tim.
Yeah, I think I like Justice Smith, Franklin Webb. Apart from his scream with the
baddie on it.
But he obviously did that, and they kept it in because it was totally different. But I thought he was a good character. But that's probably it. I mean, Danielle Pineda as Zia, and they were like
the complete opposite of each other, weren't they? Really,
and they were in the film, but I felt at times they weren't utilised well enough.
Yeah,
and we've obviously heard that there are maybe more clips, so we'll see about that. Jeff Goldblum, my hero from the.
Oh, he's amazing.
I mean, of course, Jurassic World Evolution, he's in that, and people think it's some voice actor. I had to laugh when someone thought it was a voice actor.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
But he again, sadly, we were a bit. He was at the start. He was at the start in the inquiry, and then he was at the end. But really, I suppose that's what he was there for. People are criticising he wasn't in it for much, but he was there. I don't know what you think about Jeff's role.
I mean, the way his character is anyway, he was never going to go back to the island or be close with the dinosaurs. He's had too many bad experiences with them.
Yeah.
And to me, he was a lot close to what Malcolm is in the book, and that kind of made a lot more sense. He was against this. It was pretty much a crime against natural order, bringing these creatures back into the world, and it was going to go, topsy-turvy eventually, especially as basically the whole genome is now available to everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happened.
Which brings me on to Mr. Wong, Henry Wu, because we didn't really see very much of him, did we?
He's such no. I mean, again, he's such an important character, and yeah, he's had probably so little screen time in all the films that he's been in. It's amazing.
Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, so that's probably it, really. I mean, the most of the characters are all right, and some of the what we call the ones running around to get killed are just there to get killed, aren't they? So there we go. I think that I love the dinosaur human deaths. I think all of them were pretty good, really. I like the lift scene. When
the lift scene was fantastic.
He turned around and the Indoraptor's going, "Hello."
Yeah.
And Toby and the rest of them bit the dust, but there we go. So I'm quite happy. I'd like to see in the final movie. I'd like to see some of the other characters return.
It's been hinted at. I think there was a little thing going on with Sam Neill and one of the other actors. I think it was Chris Pratt, which kind of makes you go,
I'd love to see Sam back for some sort of role, but there we go. I think we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Another 2 years.
Absolutely. Just 3 years to wait until the next one.
Hey, brilliant. It's always worth the wait. Right. Isla Nublar. I'm so sad to see it blown up.
Gone forever.
Yeah.
Forever in our hearts.
Well, it's not gone. It's only part of it. It's in the north part. But it really did go for it, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Someone threw a few dynamite in there as well along the way, I think.
Well, the only thing is I couldn't work out which dock did they sail from in the end.
I think it was... I think somebody mentioned the East dock, but on that, I think on the map that you sent me earlier, I think it's actually got the North dock on it.
Oh, was it? Ah, I see. Yeah, because I was just looking at the map because it shows the locations further down on the map, doesn't it? Yeah, down here on this tweet, it does show the locations on that particular thing, and it's not a great picture, but it still shows. In fact, I lost it. There we go. So it shows the locations there. Old Part, Gyrosphere. See, it is. Yeah, North Dock. Maybe it is definitely because that would match up with the volcano.
And there's a lot of in the scene where they find all, they go to the bunker and she gets the thing started and they can find all the dinosaurs. It's like, there's a lot of dinosaurs. Yeah.
So Mount Sibo, it's had an explosion like Mount St. Helens, and Mount St. Helens had a 12 miles. The pyroclastic explosion, I've seen a film on it where someone was doing 120 down the highway and survived, and someone doing 90 mile an hour in their car didn't. So that's real life.
But Chris Pratt can run faster than that.
Yeah, I know. And so Jurassic World, the town is miles. It's like 10 miles away from Mount Sibo, because the island's 30 miles long from north to south.
I think that's right, yeah.
So some of the island will be still here, but I think probably if we're talking the death of the island, we're not going back there until they do 20 years time and they do a remake of Jurassic Park. But but for me that's brilliant because it sort of puts a line in the sand. We're not going back to Nublar.
Yeah, but there's only so much you can do with sending people to an island with dinosaurs on over and over and over again. They have to kind of take a big leap and go, we're moving it somewhere else.
Well, we're mainland now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll talk about the end, but the big thing for me is Isla Sorna, because there's been no mention in this series so far. I'm sure, again, it won't be very much, but I'm sure somehow Isla Sorna will come into the series at some point. I think. I really think. I hope so. Anyway.
If you look on the Dinosaur Protection Group website, I don't know whether you've been up to date on that. There's a lot of information on Sorna. If you go back to the reports, I think it's one of the early ones.
Yeah.
And they talk about the Gene Guard Act, I think so. And basically they said that a lot of the dinosaurs died on there due to obviously being overpopulated with dinosaurs. The ecosystem just couldn't cope. And then the surviving ones were in fact moved over back to Isla Nublar to make the new Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So as far as the canon is concerned from this Dinosaur Protection Group website, it's actually, there's nothing there anymore.
Right. Okay. Well, we're like over 30 minutes in here, so I'm gonna ask for a stop. We'll stop here. Cuts really here, I think,
Yeah,
because that's a
fine.
long video, and we'll I think we're gonna have part two. I think it'd be good here because we're sort of nearly not even sort of halfway down our list. So guys, I'm gonna do two parts. So for my outro, I'm just gonna say to you that go and check out our second part. Because I'm not going to do any, I'm going to split this into two now, and we'll have a second part as well. So,
Yeah.
anything from you, White Tip?
No, that's exactly the same. I hope you're enjoying this video. Leave a comment and let us know what you thought about the movie, what we've talked about ourselves right now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
let us know your thoughts, and obviously like it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, and likewise, I know you guys head over to his channel because I know some of the guys in his channel don't know me, so vice versa. Go and check us both out, and we love I love reading the comments. So we're at the stage still
Absolutely,
that we can
yeah.
both read them all.
Yeah.
We can actually read. We don't get 10,000 comments. We get some really hardcore followers that like to make comments. So go and make comments, guys. Go and like the video for us both, and go and check out each other's video as well.
Absolutely.
Right. See you next time.
All right, see you later. Bye.